Hey there, welcome to this video. In this video, we will discuss how my influencer marketing agency client closed over $35,000 worth of clients in less than 45 days. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe from down. And if you're an influencer marketing agency or a B2B service provider that's looking to add more clients and get more leads in their pipeline, you can book a meeting with me from the link in description. This is exclusively for B2B service providers. So let's start. Here's the screenshot so that you have some results before we begin. So like you can see, was our influencer marketing agency client which signed a $30,000 deal with Crunch Fitness, which is a $1.5 billion valuation fitness chain company. Now you can see over here that they also signed a deal with an winery company for $5,000. We helped them add over $300,000 in business pipeline, and like you can see, here's the screenshot: 30K first deal, hopefully more. If we get more of those, I will never leave your side. So that was over 12x ROI on our services. So here's a screenshot of tracking sheet. Okay, I have hidden the names of the decision makers because I don't want to publicly show their names. You can search their name, by the way, but this is the company name that we had a call with, and there's this meeting status and the company revenue and headcount. So for this particular client, the headcount that we were targeting was mainly above 50, and the revenue what we were targeting was above $5 million. So you can see there would be some companies where the revenue is above $5 million, but the headcount is not above 50, and that were just some different type of companies that we wanted to target. But mainly the target market was above $5 million of revenue, and at least if they don't have a revenue, then there should be a funding which is above $5 million, and the headcount should be above 50. So here are some prerequisites for you. As an influencer marketing agency, you need to have a deal size of over $10,000 to make the most of this particular cold email system that we are talking about. Apart from this, you need to name drop case studies. That's very important. So if you have certain case studies that are proven and you have worked with one of the biggest brands in your space, the space that you want to target, then please name drop those particular case studies. For example, if you have worked with Nike and that has got good results, so you need to mention the name of Nike in your case studies, in your emails. Apart from this, you need to be open to target different markets, industries, and different personas. In case of this particular client that we were working with, they were pretty much open to targeting different markets and different personas to see what actually gets responses and what is working for them. Since they were pretty new, we had to target different markets. So you need to also be very much open to testing different cold email strategies. For example, there's lead magnets, there's Loom videos, there's one line cold email copies. Sometimes a detailed cold email copy also might work for you. So you need to be open to testing different lead magnets, Loom videos, and one line cold email copies. For this client, we were testing for the first month, and after that we got this result using the one line cold email copies that I'll show you in some time. So you need to be open to testing different cold email strategies as well. Apart from this, everything works. This is very important. You need to have patience. Okay, like I mentioned, in the first month we got only 2 to 4 meetings for this particular client, but after that, in the next month, we got them around 15 to 20 meetings in just 25 days. So that's how it works. So in the first month it takes a lot of testing, so you need to be very patient. Apart from this, the deal closing of a deal is a lagging indicator. It takes around 45 to 50 days to close a deal, and if it's a very big company like Crunch Fitness, it might take a lot more time. However, that also depends on your closing skills. If you're an experienced person like this particular client that we had, it's going to take you lesser time compared to someone who's a newbie. So testing different things, like I mentioned earlier, you need to be open to testing various cold email strategies like lead magnets, Loom videos, one line cold email copies, and you need to diversify your approach. On average, it takes about 45 days to close a deal. the target market that we were targeting for this particular client. So all the influencer marketing agencies that we have spoke to start targeting e-commerce companies, and we did the same. We initially targeted e-commerce companies. After that, we started targeting retail companies as well. And for all these type of data, we used store leads mainly for e-commerce companies, and then after that we also used apollo.io. Furthermore, we focused on targeting over 50 to 100 employee size and mainly targeting revenue metrics of over $5 million. So you need to know that on Apollo or anywhere, the revenue metrics are not exclusively mentioned, since most of the companies are private, and that's the reason why you need to target based on the head count instead of the revenue that's shown over there. So try targeting over 50 or 100 employees, and that way you can get into larger organizations. And you also need to target multiple people in same organization to get a meeting with them. So here are the tools that we used, and these are the tools that I would suggest you to use right now. There are some tools over here mentioned that we were using, but I have not mentioned those. So for example, domains that we were buying, and I would suggest you to buy from Pokebun even today. Apart from that, for this client, we were using only Outlook inboxes. However, the time has changed, and now you need to split your inboxes into two parts, which is Google and Outlook inboxes. Apart from this, for this client we were using smart lead mainly, and then second was instantly. However, this thing has also changed. Now we are implementing usage of people.ai for our clients, and it's working really well. Apart from this, the main database that you will ever use is apollo.io, because it just works flawlessly compared to any other tool. Then we used clay, that's used for personalizing a little bit. After that, there's panda match that helps you target lookalike audiences. So for example, you are targeting you already have a case studies of fitness company and you use panda match, you can get decision makers of multiple more fitness companies, for example. And apart from that, you need to also enrich data. So Apollo does not have entire data of all the companies, and that's the reason why we use sources like Find Email or Lead Magic to get more data. Now the cold email copy. Coming to the cold email copy, to increase the success rate of your cold outreach, we had to implement a strategy of split testing multiple variations of a cold email copy. And we also tested multiple different angles and targeted different personas. This way the client could actually optimize their approach and tailor their message for higher engagement rates. So what actually worked for this client? Now, one line and two line cold email copies proved to be highly effective for this client. These short, concise email messages have resonated strongly with their target audience and helped them drive impressive results. The emails were less than 50 to 60 words, and that worked the best for them. We focused on the key value proposition and cut out the unnecessary fluff that was over there, and these email copies were able to capture the reader's attention and compel them to take action, which is very obvious. These decision makers don't have a lot of time in their day, and that's the reason why, as you already might be knowing, that a lot of these companies have especially e-commerce companies, the decision makers of these companies get over 50 to 100 cold email copies every single day. So if your email copy is very short, it's pretty easy for them to read. However, if it's pretty long, then it's also ugly. It takes a lot of time and it doesn't come to the point. So what I will suggest to you is keep your email copies 1 to 2 lines, 50 to 60 words maximum, and target decision makers directly. Be direct and to the point with what you have to offer. So here's the sample cold email framework. This is one of the winning copies and not the exclusive winning copy. So I have shown over here, and there are a lot more better email copies that we worked for us, and of course I have to gatekeep some information. So here's the sample cold email framework that we used that worked really well. So hey name recently helped big industry case study name get over 5 million views that led to 25 50% increase in sales. Interested in something similar? Now, like I mentioned, this is one of the cold email copies shared as a sample. You need to test different angles before getting a winning email copy. So this might not actually work for you if you don't have a very big case study name, but this is one of the email copies that's working as of now for us. So the reply turnaround time. Now of the entire presentation, the very important thing that you should take home from here is the reply turnaround time. So once you get a positive reply, you need to get back to them within 3 to 5 minutes, and the maximum is 10 minutes. For example, for this client, we set up an automation so that me and the client gets a notification immediately once someone has replied positively. So the mechanism is as follows. Positive reply. So once someone replies us positively, you will get a notification within 3 minutes, and this can be done using various automations. After that, you answer their queries. So let's say someone has asked for cost, then we reply to them immediately, telling them about the pricing or how it is pitched. And after that, you also pitch them for a call within the same email. So you answer their query and then immediately pitch for a call within the same email. Keep your email short. This is again important. You need to keep this email short as well, and this has to be done within 5 minutes of their response. Okay, after that, call them. Now if they don't reply, call them within the next 20 minutes. They might be busy to check their email, and call quickly helps in booking an appointment. For example, let's say someone has replied to you, you reply back to them, and then you don't hear anything. Okay, just crickets. At this particular time, just spend more 20 minutes waiting for their reply, and if you don't get a reply, directly call them. You can do this with an SDR as well. Call them and ask them, hey, I saw you message me, you reply to my email and asking for more information, so here's how we do this. Tell them a little bit about it, and then ask for a call. And most of the times these people will agree to a meeting, and once you have a meeting with them, it's easier to close. So always pitch them for a call. Now, how much time will it take and exactly what to do? So here's the timeline and strategy. So you need to get multiple different domains. If you work with us, then we do this within 24 hours of onboarding. So we use different domains from your main domain. This is done in order to avoid getting your domain blacklisted. So for example, if my main domain is mailmediaz.com, then I will use another domain like trymailmediaz.com for cold emailing, and I'll forward or redirect that particular trymailmediaz.com domain to my main website. This helps in having multiple domains because you avoid the risk of getting blacklisted, and your main domain is pretty safe and your website keeps working. Apart from this, create inboxes on Google and Outlook. We do this for you within 5 days of starting to work with us. So we create separate inboxes on platforms like Google and Outlook, which helps for better organization. Apart from that, these days cold emailing has become a bit tough compared to how it was 6 months back, and that's the reason why having two different platforms helps a lot. Because let's say Google changes their policies tomorrow, at least we have Outlook as the backup, and that's the reason why splitting it into two parts helps a lot. So we also use Google to Google inboxes and Outlook to Outlook inboxes, which means if we are emailing someone, then we make sure that they also have a Google inbox, and we are sending it from Google inbox. This helps a lot in deliverability. So warm up period, if you're working with us, then the warm up period is for around 4 to 5 days. The reason for this is we have a private infrastructure of Outlook emails which is for enterprise companies, and this works really well. For 3 to 5 days we warm up, and after that we start the outreach. So warm up is done in order to improve the deliverability and start getting certain responses. Okay, so this helps in preventing yourself from being marked as spam and ensures higher quality of deliverability. So it's very important. For 4 to 5 days we warm up. Okay, now during the exact time of warm up for these 4 to 5 days, we are not sitting idle. We are actually going ahead and scraping leads for you, whatever target you have mentioned in our previous meeting. We start scraping those leads, and we also start creating email copies. So we create multiple email copies, and like I have mentioned above, you need to have 5 to 10 different email copies. Now, while these inboxes are being warmed up, we scrape at least 5,000 leads from the target market, ensuring they meet the desired criteria specified in the campaign strategy. So this is all that depends on the onboarding form. Now this step involves thorough research and validation to guarantee the quality and relevance of the leads being collected. The combination of warming up inboxes and gathering targeted leads concurrently sets a strong foundation for successful email campaign launch. So when will your campaign be launched? If you're working with us, then approximately from the 10th day of date of sign up, your email campaigns are launched. So after a period of 7 days from the day of sign up, approximately, we launch your first email copies. However, we also keep a buffer of 3 days, so you can expect 7 to 10 days from the date of sign up for the launch. Now get meetings and close deals. This takes around 45 to 90 days. With this strategic approach, you can expect positive replies and meetings within the first week of outreach. The volume of meetings increases with time. First month you might get actually lesser meetings because we are testing a lot of different things and your infrastructure is pretty new. So for the first month you might get 4 to 7 meetings. Since this from the second month you might expect 10 to 15 meetings on average. You can start getting meetings and you can expect closing your first deal within 45 days. However, this also depends on your closing skills and past industry experience. This depends on case to case basis. Offer and case studies play an important role. If you don't have social proof, you need guarantees in place. So there are 4 things that matter: offer, case studies, social proof, and guarantee. If any one of this thing is missing in your puzzle, it's going to be kind of difficult compared to someone who has all of these 4 metrics. So if you want me to implement all of this stuff for you, then here's the pricing. If you want me to implement this for your business, you can book a meeting with me from the link in description and you can start working with us. So you can email me on sagar@mailmediaz.com for any business queries. And yeah, thanks for watching. This was actually my first ever video of this kind, and I hope to improve a lot in the future. So please like and subscribe, and you will see a lot of B2B services related content further, which is related to cold outreach. So thanks for watching this video and hope to see you again later. Thanks. Also please mention any feedback that you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching once again. Bye.